Welcome back to Lakeville North High School here in Minnesota. We swung by to check in with Teach and his chopper class to get an update on the 2025 motorcycle build that his class is building, sponsored by Dennis Kirk. You know, these kids, they had a Christmas break and you're thinking, not a lot of work's gonna be getting done, right? It definitely didn't when we were in school. And coming back from break, who wants to get back to work? Nobody. But these kids have gotten so much done on this motorcycle. It's unbelievable, and we just can't wait to show it to you. So let's head on over to the Chopper studio, see what they've done. Look at the progress that has been made on this bike.
How you doing? Welcome back.
Wow, thank you, thank you.
Another month.
Another month.
Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year. How was break?
Break was great. You know, obviously we're excited to get back to keep moving on the project, but we made good progress right before we left for winter break and came back to hit the ground running, and we're getting close now. I mean, like I told you in the past, it may look almost done, but we got a lot to do yet, but I feel like we're in a good spot.
You know, like I said, last time we were here,
last time I was here, it basically looked like that.
And now we got a seat pan fabricated into a sissy bar. Like, this is amazing. Why don't you walk us through this a little bit?
So a couple of the big things, obviously, like you saw, is a seat pan. So this will be all done nice, tuck and roll going up. We'll do a sissy bar behind it for stability. We're still trying to figure out, you know, what we want to do here, if we want to add a little more extra in that part, or if we're going to just cover that. But we're looking good there. We just got it mounted yesterday, so they welded on their bracket. It bolts in from underneath. It's bolted to the frame there. And the students actually, they made a little drop-in for the seat plunger area, so it keeps it centered nice. Then I had some students that have been really doing well on the mills and the lathes, and here we laid their own axle spacer. It's all nice and ribbed. So that matches with our front ones that we showed you last time. And then they also made matching foot pegs for it.
Okay.
Kind of give all that kind of look to that, with that rib look. Because when you look at a bike, you know, it's all about lines and flow, and you got the rib tire going this way, you got the fins of your cylinders, and now you got all this stuff. So just from a builder's perspective, when you look at it, I see that kind of stuff. I see if things don't really look like they match, or they're mismatched, or you know, it didn't look like they put a lot of time in it. Or this one, we're putting a lot of time and effort to make sure everything looks like it was supposed to be there.
Well, you know what's really cool about the spacers too, and seeing them even evolve into foot pegs, is last time we were here, we chatted with the two young gentlemen that were working on the spacers to actually see them on the bike installed. Their dream come to life. They were excited to use the lathe, to learn the lathe, and here it is done. It's awesome.
They have one more thing they're going to be doing today, and we got a headlight we're going to mount. So our headlight, we actually went with one of your rib style. So you see the headlight's got some ribs. So once again, you know, we're incorporating all that kind of flow. So they're machining right now a headlight bracket that'll fit in the stock mount up here where the shock would have went, and it's going to have the ribbed aluminum, but then it'll be a flat spot with a hole. So that'll bolt in there, and this will attach to that. So once again, it'll just tie all that together and really, really show that we put some thought, effort, and the kids put a lot of cool work into it. And then our tail light, and the tail light, they'll be working on that today. We used one of your Mid-USA tail light kits, and it'll be kind of cool because they can drill and right into the fender there, and you'll have a nice little old school tail light on there. And, you know, as far as the bike itself right now, we're going to be able to get it off the lift today and actually see it on the ground.
Yeah, we're excited for that.
Kickstand's on now. Clutch was mounted since last time you were here. The rocker clutch is on, and you know, we're making such good progress that I don't want to slow down our momentum and say that, oh, we're good. Let's slow down. I want to keep these kids working hard because, you know, things happen. And when we run into a bind, I want to make sure we got plenty of time to make sure everything comes together so that at the end of the year we can test drive it and you guys can take it and you know, show off what these kids were able to do in this class and what we've accomplished.
I mean, speaking of things coming together, talking about the lines and the build, I'd be amiss if we didn't touch on the tank real quick too, because last time we were here, this was still in pieces.
No, that's right, yeah.
They didn't quite have it all hammered out yet as to how they wanted this fit, and we were having issues getting space and making things fit. So, you know, what was the progress like this, and once they, like, what was that moment like when they figured it out? Like, oh, that's how we're gonna do it.
You could just see their light bulb go on, you could see the smiles, and then the students that were working on it started to really go after it. You know, I didn't even have to say a word. I just stepped back and watched them, and I was like, I was amazed. And as you can see now, we got clearance, it fits, the bottom tunnel's in, it's all ready for, the gas tank's just about ready to go to body work for paint. So, I mean, they knocked it out of the park. You know, now you can really see the knuckles real good underneath there, where normally that would have been hidden by the gas tank coming over. And, you know, that was a huge undertaking, and the students, they never gave up. They ran into some challenges, things weren't fitting right or going right, and they just kept after it. And like I always tell them, you know, there's no such thing as a failure. You know, it's just a stepping stone to success. If something didn't work, let's look at why it didn't work, analyze that, make a change and then redo it and be successful. And they did it. They kept at it, and there it is.
You know, another thing we should touch on is we touch on a lot of the craftsmanship, obviously, going into these parts once been cut. But Dylan, why don't you come around to the primary side? And Kevin, if you would, like, kind of walk us through what we're looking at. What are we after? How does this equal a Knucklehead style, and how is some of it maybe retrofitted to be more modern?
Yeah, on this one here, it's cool. Like, I really love using the diaphragm clutch from BDL. This is a BDL Pro clutch, and BDL's got some of the best stuff made in USA. I love their clutches. It's a diaphragm style clutch, so it works nice. You can run it dry with the belt like you see. It gives you kind of that cool old school look. You know, old Dick Allen, when he made his first belt drive, people were blown away, like, how do you have a belt drive on a Harley, you know? But what's nice about that, it eliminates, you don't have to have a full primary cover. You don't have to have oil coming from the oil, chain oil there, dripping all over the place. Keeps the bike a lot cleaner. And these are real reliable, and you know, you can get the spare belts just about anywhere. So if you do break one along the road, it's easy to, you know, replace it.
Sure.
Oh, another big thing we had to do is, so because of the 6 in the forward transmission, the oil tank wouldn't fit. So we had to get, this is one of the TT style shorter oil tanks, about 1 5/8 shorter. So we had to cut the stock oil tank bracket off. You can see where it used to be, and we'll clean that up before paint. Move it up with the shorter oil tank, re-weld it in, line everything up, weld it in, so that we had clearance now for that clutch release lever.
Oh, wow.
So that's the kind of stuff that, you know, when you're starting a build like this, you don't always think about that's going to be an issue. You just, you know, okay, get the stock oil tank, get the transmission, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, wait a minute, the stock oil tank's not going to work with that transmission, because we're doing kind of a really cool 6 in a 4 transmission here. So that was one of those things where, like, I told the kids, well, here's our dilemma. Here's how we're going to solve that dilemma. And boom, here we are. We got the oil tank mounted. She looks good, straight, and then we just got to do a little cleanup.
Well, you know, I'm looking at the clock, and I feel like the bell is going to ring very soon, which is going to totally take this whole thing out. So we're going to let Kevin go ahead and get his class, and we'll check in with the students in a little bit.
Brown on its kickstand, so we can get a good couple pictures with y'all in that with them here. And also, you know, with Fox 9 being here, they want to tell this story about what this program's about, and the good experiences you guys are getting, and all the different equipment we have here for you to use, right? Okay, let's spin lift a little bit that way, so we got clearance to roll it off. You want to come over here and grab the handlebars? Do you want to walk it off as we... All right, so ready? 1, 2, 3. Got it? Get a good grip on the bars. And now you can see, like, now that it's on the ground, like, this thing it's a little bulldog. It's short, squatty, it's cool. It's low to the ground. It's going to be a neat little chopper. And, you know, I might be biased, but it fits me pretty darn good, so maybe I'll win it.
Well, what do you think? We told you, right? A crazy amount of progress has been made on this motorcycle. It's been a lot of fun watching these young fabricators learn what it takes to become masters of their craft and actually put it into action. This bike is becoming a thing of beauty, and we can't wait till it's done so that we can showcase it all to the world. Now, at this point, you've seen a few updates that we've shared about this bike, but where are we going with it? Well, this is actually going to be the 2025 giveaway motorcycle from Dennis Kirk. That's right, we're giving away a replica Knucklehead that's being built by one of the masters of antique vintage bike builds, Kevin Baas, with his chopper class. That's right, one lucky Dennis Kirk fan is going to have a chance to win this bike and bring it home, ride it, and enjoy what it means to ride a true chopper build. So stay tuned, we'll have plenty of updates to come, but for now, get out, ride, and be safe.